So I just watched the Substance last night, and that might be the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It's top three worst movies I've ever seen. It was filmed nasty. It was just unsettling. And maybe that's what the movie was supposed to be, but god dang, that shit was rough to watch. And don't watch it with your girlfriend, because it is full of ass and titties. Oh my god. Everywhere. I do think they might be fake. I don't know yet. I mean, I don't know, but they could be fake. I don't know. They were gross, but it starts off with her like dancing. I don't know if it's 1980 or today's, because it's like 1980 feel, but they have cell phones. I don't know. It's a very strange world. And Demi Moore's dancing. She looks banging, she's dancing. And then this Dennis Quaid fella fires her because she's getting old. Sure, that's what happens. And then there's this weird, nasty scene where the Dennis Quaid fella, his name's Harvey, I think like Harvey Weinstein. He's eating shrimp, and it's filmed so nasty. It's unsettling. It gave me anxiety. I don't know. It was gross. It was gross. And she's getting old. She gets in a car wreck, has to go to the doctor. And this dude's like, yeah, you'd be a perfect candidate. So she finds the phone number, calls the place, goes, gets this substance, gives herself a shot, shoots herself up. She's in the bathroom, butt ass naked. And then this other girl just crawls out of her back. Like this giant slit in her back just crawls out of it. And then she just starts stitching them up. Stitch this giant gaping hole, just stitching her up. And you can only, the way it works is you can be your new self for a week and your old self for a week. Because you got to replenish your new self with your old self spinal fluid. So you have to give it time to, she's living the good life, as her newer young self. And then she stays a little long. Like she stays like a couple hours too late. And then she goes back to the old version. And the lady wakes up with like an old witch finger. Like it's old and battered. It's not good. Old nasty finger. And then she lives out, she's freaking out. And then she starts cooking for some reason, eating a lot of chicken. It's pretty gross. And the whole movie's filmed unsettling. Like there's close-up scenes and just weird scenes. I don't know. And then the new girl, Sue, her name is Sue. The new girl's like dancing, ass is jiggling, titties is popping. And then like something jiggles weird in her butt. And she's like, I need to go use the bathroom. Give me a break. Goes to the bathroom and pulls a chicken bone out of her belly button. Not a bone, like a whole fully good edible chicken drumstick. It's so nasty. I didn't understand. I didn't know what was going on. And she calls the substance people, and they're like, hey, you got to do 7 days no matter what. You can't reverse anything you do. Okay, all good. So she's in her old body for another week, and she just cooks and eats. It's nasty. It's disgusting. And then switches back over to the new body. And popping, ass and titties, dancing, having a great time. And then she stays in this extra body. She stays in her body for maybe like a couple extra days. She switches back over. And the new version, and the old version, old as hell, disgusting. Like just real old and looks like an old lady, like pretty gross. And she's freaking out because she looks like shit. And then 7 days passes and she switches over to the younger version. And the younger version is like, fuck that, I'm staying here forever. And then goes and pulls out all the spinal fluid she can. And stays the young version for like 3 months. And finally runs out of spinal fluid. And has to switch back over to the old version. And this bitch looks like Humpback of Notre Dame, but worse. Like just so, not even, don't even look human. It's insane. It's gross. It's super gross. And she has this big New Year's Eve party the next day. And she's freaking out. Elizabeth Sparkle is like, I need to quit switching over. I'm ruining my life. So she's going to terminate the new girl. And then she switches, like, she like stabs this termination fluid, like this black termination fluid inside of her, and then stops halfway. And then she's like, oh, I need to switch, and then switches. And then now they're both alive. And Sue beats the shit out of Elizabeth. Kills her. Just beats the sleeves off of her. It's wild. And this is the part where the movie kind of got interesting. Beats the shit out of her. Kills her. And then she goes to this New Year's Eve party. And she's getting all dressed up 5 minutes to go before showtime. And her teeth start falling out. She starts pulling all her teeth out. And then her ear falls off. And she's running back home. And she makes like this. She still has some substance left over to make a new version of herself. And she stabs herself, shoots it up. And what crawls out of her back is a monster. It's fucked up. It's got like 2 heads. It's disgusting. And this is where the movie kind of gets enjoyable. It's pretty shitty, but it's insane. And then she's like a giant monster. She's got a head on her back that's just going She it's rough. She's got eyeballs popping out of her. There's a scene where she's got these titties. There's a scene where she like is putting on earrings and just stabs it in her ear, in her head. She just stabs the earring in her head, and this monster goes back to the New Year's Eve show. It's incredible. And starts talking, and then people just start getting up screaming, "Monster, monster!" And then some dude hits her across the head with a microphone stand, and it explodes. And then the head grows back. And then somehow her hand falls off, and she's just spraying blood all over the crowd. Just spraying it everywhere. And eventually she walks. She's like running out. Blood spraying everywhere. Blood spraying everywhere. And then this bitch just explodes. She trips and blows up. And then the only thing left is Elizabeth's face. And it like crawls to her Hollywood star. Like the Walk of Fame thing. It just turns into a puddle of blood. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. What? That movie sucked.